Alright, the gym's closed over Easter. It's post-canal, and we're out here in Sundermarken and gonna run the hills, doing a little bit of cardio. It's mostly for, well, being able to hold out for the whole round and also be able to recover quickly between bouts of action, because you have 10 seconds of action and 5 off. You need to catch your breath really quickly. So doing intervals and doing the hardest thing you can do in running, just hill sprints, should acclimatize you to that. Feeling confident. I think the cardio is there more than anything else. Techniques are coming together. I'm still really weak in the stand-up, so whoever's fighting me, keep it standing. It's your way to win. Yeah, I know everything's feeling really good. I'm just preparing mentally, talking about to all the guys, all the fighters, and getting into visualizing what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna go about things. And I've decided, I just want to go in there and just start things, just make an imprint. Not really worry about style or flash or being entertaining. I'll figure that out later. Just go in there and impose my will, if I can, and see how far that takes me.
So when I heard that Phil was gonna do MMA, I thought to myself, wow, this is crazy. And as a certified skydiver, I accept certain risks, but still I thought mixed martial arts, wow, this is dangerous. This is in a different league. The only thing I knew about MMA was the 3 words, mixed martial arts. And I thought that it was just like ultimate fighting. Phil and I had a huge discussion about this, like how I thought it was really, I didn't think it was ridiculous. I know that sometimes you want to, you want to challenge yourself, you want to search new sides of yourself, etc. But I felt that this was just going out of line. Phil could just as well have gotten really drunk, gone out into Copenhagen and got into a fight and get this, I don't know, need satisfied there instead of doing it in the ring. Then because we started having this discussion and we got really technical, I started researching. I started reading a lot of scientific articles, especially about statistics in boxing and other martial arts, about injuries, because my main argument was that you get injured, people get hurt, people go to the hospital, people die in martial arts. And what I found was that yes, people do get hurt, but it's not a big part. And if you're smart, which I know Phil is definitely one of the smartest people I know, if not the smartest person I know. And if you're smart about mixed martial arts, well, then you can make sure that you don't get injured. A lot of the injuries are because you're in this, well, the adrenaline is pumping, the competition is going on, you're fighting inside the ring, you really want to do good, you want to win, you want to submit the other person, you want to knock him out, and then just like Phil did in week 3, you hold the armbar a little too long, and that's where you get injured. But I know that that this is a beginner's mistake. I know that Phil does have the competitive gene. He wants to win, but I also know that he's smart about this. I learned that he was smart about this, that he was not going to get it, that he was not going to end up in the hospital, that he was not going to get his teeth knocked out. I found that MMA had a lot of rules. I found that MMA was not like the butterbean UFC that I knew about from YouTube. It is a very controlled environment, very professional people commit to this sport. Philip can do whatever he wants to, but again, as one of Philip's best friends, I do tell him whenever I think he's fucked up in the head. And I definitely tell him whenever I think he's made a wrong decision. And I thought this was a wrong decision until I got my facts straight. And when I had my facts straight, I actually think that this is pretty cool. I found that MMA can be like a bar brawl or a piece of art. When you have the top competitors, they think 5 moves ahead, just like a game of chess, and or 10 moves ahead. And they constantly think, how am I gonna submit this guy? How am I gonna win this? MMA is like a martial art with chess.
So we're doing a bit of explosive training on the hills here in Fra CBS. Gonna just sprint up a little bit, practice the level changes, and get the routine, and just break up all the fast twitch muscle fibers. It's been vacations for the past couple of days. It's post-Oscar vacations. It's been a little bit slow. There's exactly 12 days left to the fight, so there's a lot of preparation, getting everything down to a T. The conditioning's there, and that's feeling really good. We're gonna roll with some really old school dude on Monday, Ray Diego. He just won the Pan American Championships in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He was coaching the IFL Sabres at this MMA team competition they had previously. He's about 45 years old, I think. Really been there from the beginning and seen the evolution of the sport. It's going to be really interesting. Apparently a pretty jokes dude too. Been looking at the fight card online and seeing there's a few guys signed up around my weight, and I have some idea of who I'm going to be fighting, so preparing for that. Really getting my mind into it and just trying to think about what it's going to be like getting kicked and punched, and really just going in there and stopping the guy, and with no animosity and no friendliness either, just having an opponent and wanting to stop him. I've been talking to friends a lot about it and been just visualizing a lot, and yeah, I've been rolling a lot over the past few days, just getting my ground game going, and yeah, feeling solid. And the next 12 days, well, nerves have been there, and that's something that I've been focusing on working on, is just controlling the nerves, keeping the nervous energy, so the motivation is really high, and yeah, I just really want to get into the gym all the time and not burning out and not letting my mind play tricks on me and getting scared of actually stepping in there. So I'll also be having some interviews with Martin Kampmann, this Danish guy who fights in the UFC, which is like the NFL of MMA. He just won his fight last week. He'll be giving me a few pointers. He's a pro for a while now, really good fighter. There's also Kenneth Rosford, which is his fight last week. In the last episode we showcased that. He'll be giving me a few tips too, and it's gonna be nice just having a few chats with them and seeing what they went through. I mean, everyone had to start at the bottom and work their way up.